when you're starting your second business, you're going to do it so much more efficiently. Justin Lawrence was kind of telling us about this when he's got his disc golf and his dispensary. He's like, you just work so much differently. But then in the back of your head, you know, like I'm also a customer myself, right? So like the same way with you guys with the tonal is if all goes to hell and, you know, Matt, you know, goes to a trade show and, you know, does something crazy and no one wants to buy tonal hats anymore ever again, at least Relentless can sell them, right? Like it's not like the end of the world. Do you ever think about that? Like if this doesn't work, we're not going to go broke. It's just going to suck.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm curious when you're starting your second, I mean, you guys have, you know, I don't know if this is your second business or not.
Yes.
It's your second business. What are you doing different? And what's interesting is you said something quickly. You said we're using shared resources. Like we're using our fulfillment team from Relentless to help us out there so that we don't really have a ton of payroll. We don't need to pay ourselves. We don't really have employees. We're only shipping out 4 or 5 boxes. So like we actually have a stable business that's supporting it. But what are you doing differently this time around versus when you guys were starting Relentless back in the day?
Well, I think one of the first things is we started Relentless with like $1,500 and a Ryonet starter kit. You know, like
let's go.
It's a different
one or
ball
the
game.
silver one.
The silver one,
baby.
Yeah,
I guess back then Riley wasn't a part of that.
I think I could have bought a Riley, but I bought the starter pack with the DVDs, and we just had no capital to start something, and we were just winging it. And I think we're still doing that to an extent today.
You guys have grown Relentless quite a bit. So there's all these lessons learned that if you started the print shop again, it would be, I'm sure, a bit different than how you guys started. You just didn't know about all this stuff. You didn't know about trade shows and the right people to hire and how to hire. And like to that point, there are things that you could add to this, to Tonal that maybe you're thinking about and already doing subconsciously. There has to be.
Yeah. And honestly, one thing that kind of changed my mindset of how we start and how we try out businesses, because, you know, I have a woven blanket business that I've been flirting with for a while. And just like Matt and I, you know, you guys are in the same boat. We're all entrepreneurs. I listened to a podcast with the owner of, or like the CEO of Netflix. And he said like, hey, just start it super micro. And if micro works, do macro. And like, don't take something that is, this grand idea and spend $100,000, $200,000 into it without knowing that won't work. Like if it works on the micro, it will have a better potential on the macro side of it. And so I think he had like a friend that tried this dating app or like trading out clothes or something that he mentioned. But yeah, it's one of those things where we were like, hey, like let's try doing this on a micro level. Like let's order in a couple hundred hats, see if people like it, see if we can actually do it, see if we can actually sell them, and then move it to that next level. But yeah, there's definitely things that are way different where, you know, we have a warehouse already. We don't have we're not out of our college party house starting out this hat company, which it's
you have
definitely
part-time
a
staff
blessing.
On it. I mean, you went to the trade show right away.
Accountant.
I mean, how long until you knew about a trade show back starting a shop? I feel like it was years and you're like, wait a second.
But I think what's cool, and this, I mean, me and Matt are on the board of decorators together for Gildan. We have a circle of people we talk to all day, every day. When you build a solution for yourself and you believe in it, it's really easy to turn it around and sell it to others, especially your friends. And so, I mean, it's interesting to hear your go-to, like if I were starting a hat company and knew nothing about the industry versus you guys starting a hat company and knowing everything about the industry, it almost seems like you got in a marathon, you got a 5-mile head start.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm curious, like in that head start, what were the quick moves that you made right away? Like, okay, we have to do this. We have to do this. You did go to a trade show right off the gate, which I don't know how expensive that was for you, but I hate our trade show bills.
Dude.
How much was a trade show?
We don't know.
I would say like it's about $15,000.
Whoa!
Like
you got a big booth then.
No, so I mean, if you think like transporting your whole team, you have the booth, you have lodging for your team, kind of everything inclusive, if you think about it in that realm.
Carpet?
I think, you know, I think the booths are about 4K ish. So, but yeah, like all together, I'd say 12 to 15K most of the time.
For like
the
a
key
10 by
is
10.
you got to return everything.
Oh, God, dude, Bruce. Okay, I got a story. So early Printavo, like trade show 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Trade show 1, Bruce didn't get me lunch, and his girlfriend at the time, wife now, was like, we should probably get this kid some food. But Bruce would buy everything he would fly into the trade show, buy everything from, I'm putting you on for this, buy everything from Target. We would
Walmart, because they didn't care.
Oh yeah. And then like the TV, everything, set it up and then return it when the show was over. And then Bruce didn't know about UPS shipping. So we would fly with everything. And then you discovered UPS. And so then 50 freaking boxes would get shipped to the UPS and we have to go rent a freaking minivan.
UPS pickup. We were making a software company. We weren't shipping anything. So
you know, continental breakfast, always stay in a hotel with continental breakfast, right?
Yeah, free breakfast.
You get the
waffles.
You get the Kia Fit. We'd have a 2-door car rental, but at a trade show, you'd still spend, you know, 4 or 5 people. You had 15, 20 grand in a weekend. And you're like, boom. That was
it does go fast.
Yeah.
Did you? Sorry, Bruce. I exposed you. I'm sure your employees would enjoy listening to that.
Banned from Walmart's from 5 states.
Yeah. But that being said, you guys were there at the show. Are you seeing an ROI on being present at those?
I think the ROI on being present was good, but I think that some of the video content that was filmed, you know, Money Merch just posted, you know, we did one with another company. Those videos really hit, and I think those actually did even more damage than the deal. But it wouldn't have happened if we weren't in California. Can you explain
what you did with those videos? I think I didn't even see them, so I'm really interested in this.
Yeah,
we love content.
So I actually we were hit up by Superline Wholesale, and they did a video for us promoting our headwear and our brand, and I think we had like 1,000 follows in like 3 or 4 days. So it was a huge momentum. And now I think they're going to be stocking our hats in their wholesale spot, which is honestly great because we don't have the ability to, like, you know, we sell direct to customer. If you want to spend $10 on a hat, like, we're not going to give like wholesale pricing, but they kind of have a little bit better tiered system than we do. And they're in Atlanta. So we finally are like, have some presence on the East Coast. But that video did us a ton. Money Merch did one for us, and that did a ton. But yeah, just like the social interaction with people. The Atlantic City and the Texas shows, we did have some good presence. You know, like what you guys said, we do it dirty until we don't have to. Like, we originally didn't get the scanner like on your phone, and then we realized, like,
gotta have.
How are we going to have? Yeah, like it's such a necessary thing that we're like,
we wrote down business cards originally, but it's awful.
Yep.
It's awful, and there's typos, and it's terrible.